Hi, my name is Habiba. I'm an executive assistant at Attentive Social Enterprise. I'm here with Laurel, a youth ambassador, and our chess coach, Montel. Today we'll be learning about middle game tactics.
Excellent. Okay. How are you two?
Good, thank
Good.
you.
Excellent. Okay. So today you're both white for this particular game,
Okay.
and what you're doing is black has just moved forward the pawn from f7 to f6. Now, one of the things that you will be looking at, and you'll be having an open conversation to begin with, is what should your next move be?
Okay.
There should be two things in your mind at all times. First of all, how can you attack the king? Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing is, if you can't attack the king straight away, can you get close to the king? And then the third thing, can you do a fork or a pin? So what I want you to do, and we'll start off with Laurel, because you've been playing for longer,
Okay.
is if you can talk me through what the position on the board is like, and what you think of both black and white's positions.
Okay. I think white has more control of the center. I think white is in a better position because they have more control of the center. Yeah, because black only has one strong piece out. They only have the knight, and we have the two knights and two bishops. So also I see that both of the queens are on the same, are both on E, and only that knight is blocking the two. So if that knight was to move, then they would both be threatening each other. And yeah, I think that's...
Excellent. Thank you. Habiba, what possibilities can you see for white in this game? Talk me through what you can spot.
So I think, like Laurel said, white has more of the minor pieces out, so there's more possibility of the minor pieces advancing faster than the black minor pieces. So I think right now the black king is quite guarded with the rook and the pawns and the bishop kind of surrounding it, and even the queen. So I think well, I don't really know what, I don't see in the next move to attack.
Okay, so that's great. Thank you for that. Because it's important that I know what you can see through your eyes and what's in your mind. So you're absolutely right in saying that. Then the next thing to do is to look at the kings. Now, both kings are in similar positions with the rooks next to them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Then, as you said, Laurel, if you look at the position of the queens, they're both fairly similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which queen is stronger and why?
I think black queen maybe because it's got the bishop behind it.
What do you think, Habiba?
I think the black queen does have the bishop behind it, but the white queen has the knight.
True.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the knight defending it actually. Yeah, you're right.
So,
yeah.
Habiba, what would your next move be if you were white in this position?
I would probably move one of my knights.
Which one to where and why?
I'd move my knight at h4 to g6.
Why?
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Oh yeah, actually, I would do that. Because
okay, so you move it to g6 because of?
Because I think it will force either the rook or the bishop to move, or else I can take it in the next move.
Okay.
And
so what would your next? Sorry, Habiba.
Oh wait. Yeah, if only one of the moves, I can still take the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Laurel, what would you do? What would your next move be if you were white? And then I'll get you to comment upon Habiba's if you choose a different move.
Okay, I was gonna say the same as Habiba's because that's like a three-way fork there because it's attacking the queen, the bishop, and the rook.
Oh,
And
I
Right.
didn't even notice it was attacking
oh,
the queen.
actually though, but I've just noticed that the knight itself can also take back. So I would go to f5 instead, just to attack the queen. Nothing
Yeah.
can take it from there.
Right. Okay. So if you would have moved to g6, you would have lost your knight.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until Laurel just pointed it out.
Yeah, and I didn't
And then
realize
if
it at
you-
first either.
If you move to f5, you'll be attacking the queen.
Mhm.
What would happen if you take the knight from f4 to e5?
Do you want to go, Habiba?
Wait,
Habiba?
what are we doing? Can you repeat
So
that? please?
you move your bishop from f4 to e5. You take the knight.
Oh no, H4.
No, but
No.
if you did,
Your bishop on
Oh, my bishop.
yeah, on f. So rather than move your knight, you move your bishop
Oh yeah.
and you take the knight. Then what would happen?
The pawn will take my bishop.
Yes. So the pawn takes the bishop. Then your next move would be to do the g6 move with your knight.
yeah,
And then you would have to fork. You see?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you trade the bishop just to open that up.
Yeah. And then you win a queen or a rook.
Yeah.
What would happen if the queen took?
Then you could. Oh, if their queen took the bishop.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a queen sacrifice, a queen trade. Sorry.
Yes, you could do. Because if you then do the queen trade, you'll still be up because then you can still move the H knight to the g6 square and then still fork those two pieces.
Yeah.
However, that's not even your strongest move.
Oh, okay.
Habiba, have a look at the board again and tell
Okay.
me how else would you attack?
Um. mm,
Your brain is like a little machine. I can watch it tick over.
So we already spoke about moving the knight and what would happen if we move the bishop and do like the trades. So are you saying it's from a different piece
Yeah.
on the board? Okay. Well, that one's not gonna work. I mean, we could move the bishop at well, it doesn't really attack anything if we move the other bishop up to f7 because I'm not really attacking.
If you move it to f7, it'll be taken by the queen or it'll be taken by the knight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see where I could move
Laurel,
the knight.
what do you think?
No. I'm looking at the rook, but if the rook went up, then it would be taken by either the rook or the queen.
Or the knight.
Or the knight.
Or
Yeah.
the knight, yeah, literally three things defending that square there. So I don't think that's a strong move. The bishop can't really move many places. If it moves to d5, then it'll be taken by the bishop, the other bishop. But then if you did that, then or maybe if you move the knight there.
The knight to which square?
If you
To
move
the knight from C3, you mean?
yeah, if you moved
To
it to if you move it to d5, then that's attacking the queen.
Yeah.
Then the
But
then the
what do
bishop,
you think of moving the knight to d5 to attack the queen?
d5. It doesn't attack the queen yet, does? Oh yeah, I
It does,
mean,
yeah.
but if we take the queen, we're sacrificing the bishop to their bishop.
Say it again.
So if we attack the queen
Yeah.
and
With
then
the
we take,
knight.
yeah, there we go. Once it's there, I don't think anyone can really take it. But then if we,
Well, the bishop could probably do an exchange if it wanted to, or the queen could move, couldn't it?
yeah, and then where would the queen move? The queen would probably move.
The queen got loads of squares to move, haven't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what the answer is?
All possible
Okay.
moves.
Are you ready, Habiba?
To do, sorry.
Are you ready for me to tell you the answer?
Yeah.
I've actually put two answers in this game.
Okay.
First answer is c4, which is the bishop, to d5. What would that do?
It would force the bishop at b7 would probably take, maybe, or they'd bring forward a pawn.
Exactly. So the bishop will probably almost definitely take it. You take it back with the knight. The knight would then be attacking the square on c7, okay? But whatever they do, you then move your queen from e2 to a6 and call check.
Okay.
When you call check, right, they're in a very poor position, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's the second best move. That's not even your best move. Out of all the moves
wow.
that you could do.
Okay, so you put them into check, and that's not even the best.
Yeah.
But if we move it, isn't there a pawn in between the queen and the king?
Yeah, but like what you do is if you move your c4 to d5, you're attacking the bishop on b7.
Yeah.
Right. So if they take you from b7 to d5, okay, then your knight takes. Right. Yeah. So there's a pawn there, but your queen can move up. Right. Your queen on e2 can move to either c4. If they then move forward, which they're likely to, you then move forward to a6, and then you either call check or you take that pawn, and your knight is also attacking that square because your knight from that position is quite a powerful position, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
But the best move is move your bishop from c4 to a6.
Okay, yeah, because then the bishop would have to either take. Well, it would have to take.
It would have to take. It got no choice.
Yeah.
Because the other way, it doesn't really have to take.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're leaving your opponent with a choice either to take or not to take, because what they could do if they didn't want to do the bishop exchange, they could do what Abiba was thinking about and move the pawn from c7 to c6. They could divide that pawn and block that off. Now you can still just move the bishop back one, okay, and then move up your queen, and then move up your knight, okay. But the quickest way, because what you should always be thinking about, if you remember the last tutorials I was doing, is sometimes you've only got maybe 2 or 3 moves before your opponent can get you into checkmate.
Yeah.
So you have to think about how you can quickly get your opponent into checkmate. Now, whereby the fork that we talked about earlier can give you more pieces. Okay, what this will do is attack the queen more. I mean, attack the king. So let me show you on the next one. So what's happened here is the bishop has moved across. Now, their bishop can't move because they'll be in check. So they're forced to take. You take back, okay, and then call check.
Yeah.
Wait, who do we take back?
So, the bishop takes from b7 to a6.
Yeah.
And then the queen goes from e2.
Oh yeah.
A6.
Okay.
So in here, you can see the queen's moved, call check, the king's moved across to defend that pawn. Now you move your knight forward.
Yeah.
Now they're in trouble because that square, if you take that square, they're in checkmate.
Yeah.
How can they defend that from checkmate? First of all, Habiba.
So now the knight's taking the pawn, right?
Now the knight is threatening to take the pawn on a7,
And on C.
and also expecting to take the pawn on c7. Or if your queen goes to a7, it's checkmate. Well, it's check, and then you move across and it's checkmate.
Yeah, so the queen can't move to C8 because it's still being checked.
No, because if you move your queen to c8, it'll be taken by the
I mean
rook
their
or by the
king.
king.
I mean their king. Their king.
Oh yeah, so the king
Yeah.
can't move to c8 now.
So the king could move to B7.
It's already on b7. No, it can't, because the queen is checking squares b7 and c8.
What about A8?
Yeah, it can move to a8. But if it moves to a8, you'll take a7, game done.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what do you think of that? What can black do?
Move a pawn to block.
Which pawn? How can you block that?
Can't I move the pawn at B6?
You can't move, can it? Because
Oh,
you
no,
can't.
yeah,
Because
It's
there's an
blocked
action
by the
away.
knight.
Yeah. What would I do in this instant? Nothing. I won't be able
Would
to.
you resign?
Yeah.
Okay. Laurel, what would you do?
Could you bring your other knight round? Your
Absolutely, you bring the knight. Where would you put the knight?
if you put it to C6, yeah, then if the queen was to go to A7, then you could take the queen.
Right, okay, so Habiba, let's assume that the knight has moved across and you're white. So you can't take that square. What would you then do if it's your move? So your knight is now on C6. So the queen can't go to A7. But it's your move. What would you do?
What would I do? Oh.
Sorry, did that block the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, so the knight has moved, so I can't move to B7. Oh wait, why? So where is their knight now?
So the knight is on C6. So the black is from E5 to C6.
So I can't move on to B7.
Now, because if you did with your queen, the king will take you, won't it?
Oh yeah, forgot about that. But then wouldn't that have happened before anyway?
No, because your knight on B5, sorry, is guarding A7. So both your knight and your queen are attacking A7. So your queen would be able to take that and call checkmate.
Oh, okay. So.
Want to ask Laurel?
No, I'm thinking. So I can't move my queen. I can't move my queen to C8 either.
No, because you'll be taken.
Yeah, I'll be taken. I'm just gonna have to retreat it.
Okay. You retreat where to?
A4.
Okay. Laurel, what would you do?
If I was white,
Yeah.
Because black had moved their knight from E5, you could now bring forward your F bishop.
Exactly. That's exactly what you do.
Other pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Habiba, you move your other pieces.
Yeah,
So
wait,
what
so
would-
where are you going to move your bishop to?
Yeah,
You could just
Laurel.
move it to C7, and then that would be
yeah. You
checkmate.
take it because it's defended by the knight, and you call check, and you're forking the rook, and you're calling check. Habiba, can you see
Yeah.
that?
Mhm.
So, okay, so you've called check. You've moved your bishop up here. Okay, so that's happened.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you've moved that you call check, right? So what can the king do?
Move to b7.
It's already on b7. Oh no, b7 is covered by the queen. The queen's covering these two. It has to move to a8, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's forced through to a8. You're on c7. What's your next move, Habiba? So your bishop is now on c7.
And their king is on a8.
Yeah.
I'm finding it really difficult to visualize.
Okay, let me see if I've got another. Okay, so what you can do is, like what I've done in this example, take the rook.
Yeah.
Can you see that, Laurel?
Yeah.
Okay, but I wouldn't do that.
Would you not?
No.
Okay. Is that because the queen could just take the bishop back? If it was in that position back where it was...
No, it's because if your on bishop is here, even though you can take the rook, if you take the pawn here on b6, right, then they can't take you back because they're being checked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then you've got your knight, your queen, and your bishop all attacking that one square, and only their knight defending it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one opportunity to take that. But you can even, whilst if you do this, their knight would be forced to take you back.
Oh
Okay?
yeah.
Now you'll still win anyway, because even if you did it that way, it'll just be a bit longer, 2 or 3 moves later. Because what then would happen is, like in this example, okay, what's happened is the bishop's taken, and then it's come and taken the pawn back again. Okay. Now the queen. Okay. Now the queen's had to move out of the way because if the queen comes, that bishop has come back here. Okay. So that queen has to move. Otherwise, it'll be taken by the bishop. Did that make sense, Habiba? So now you've got like the 3 pieces still attacking that square. Okay. So now if you move your knight to here, and you call check. Okay. Then they're forced to take with the queen, and then they lose the queen. Then it's checkmate next move.
Yeah.
Can you see that, Aviva? Okay. So if you move, your queen can actually move here straight away anyway. You can go checkmate. So your queen can go to a6 to c8. They can block it temporarily with the knight coming to here, okay? But you can then take a next move by moving your knight, okay? So there's a number of different ways because you've got all these pieces attacking it. You've got your rook has now moved up, that's attacking it, and you've got 3 other pieces attacking that, plus that can move down. So they can't defend it from all of these different moves. Did that make sense? Okay, so all that came from, if we go back to here, thinking ahead to here.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard to visualize that at the very beginning, isn't it? To be there. Laurel, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, it looks like a very even game, and then literally like four moves or something, and then it's basically game over at that point.
Absolutely, that's right. So game over, and there's a number of different ways that game could have been over, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Because even if you moved here, you can eventually wear them down because you've got more attacking pieces. Because as you said at the start of this, because you've got more pieces out, you can easily attack. Okay. So the moral of the story of this particular tutorial is space is very important. And having out your attacking pieces, you've got more attacking pieces out. They're more in the center of the board and they can cause more damage.
Yeah.
Now, even though the pieces, as you quite rightly said, they look even, don't they? But
Yeah.
because these are on the back row, they're not active.
Yeah.
Habiba, what do you think?
I think like what Laurel said was right. Like from the beginning, it does look like quite an even game, but it also goes to show that small changes, like getting out your minor pieces earlier, can make a big difference and kind of like predetermine the game and who wins.
Excellent. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're now going to stop this particular recording, and then we're going to go into some opening games. Okay.
Okay.
So if you pause.